All right, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you guys so much for joining us today for the volunteer meeting for STEM Day. Really appreciate you joining us and most of all for volunteering and lending a helping hand. My name is Brittany Hobbs and I am in the Marketing and Communications office and I'm the volunteer coordinator for STEM Day this year. And with me I have...
Hi, I'm Julie Hass. I am the Associate Director of Marketing and Communications here at Wayne State and one of the event organizers.
Yes, so today we are going to go over pretty much what the day is all about, what STEM Day is all about, as well as what the volunteer role is. As I mentioned in the email that I just sent just a little short while ago, we have made some significant changes to the volunteer roles today. So it would be, if you have any questions during the presentation, feel free to put them into the chat box that you see on your screen, or wait until the end where we'll have time for questions and answers. So we'll go ahead and get started. And I have a presentation to show you, as well as we're going to start with a video that will give you a little bit of background of what last year was all about for STEM Day. Okay, so as you can see, our students that joined us last year had a lot of fun at STEM Day. There's a lot of different activities that go on throughout that day. And so again, we just wanted to show you that video to give you some background of what that day looked like last year and how much fun that it can be. So we'll go ahead and get started with the presentation. So I'll hand it over to Julie to talk a little bit more about the program.
So this is our third year of hosting this event here on Wayne State's campus, and our goals have always been the same. So some of the goals that we have is that we really want to focus on building connections between the faculty here at the university and out in the community with the middle school students and the teachers and the parents that are coming as chaperones. We also want to make sure that we're providing an engaging and an interactive experience to those who are attending. So you'll find that most of our sessions are very, very hands-on. Students are in our research labs, they're conducting experiments, they're trying new things. So it's really great for them to have this opportunity to experience some different things that they wouldn't necessarily get inside of their classroom on an everyday basis. And above all, we really want to make sure that we're inspiring the interest of these middle school students who are at a point in their life where they haven't necessarily figured out what they want to do in life, but there's still so many different opportunities for them in their future, whether it be pursuing a specific academic program or even a career field later down the road. And the feedback that we get from both the students and the teachers every year is that there are so many aha moments happening across campus on this day. Students that, are like, I didn't know that this existed. I didn't know I could do this. I didn't know this was a thing. So it's a really great day. And we're finding that these goals that we set from the beginning of the first year of this event continue to be fostered every single year. So this year, we're very excited and thankful to have all of our campus partners that are listed on the slide. This is the first year that we will have all 13 schools and colleges represented in some way, shape, or form here at the event. So that's really great. All these schools and colleges have at least one session, and many of them have multiple sessions across campus in their area of expertise. We also want to welcome this year the Academic Success Center, and C2 Pipeline is coming back again for this year that are contributing to our sessions as well. So talking a little bit about some of the logistics of the event, you can see how we've kind of grown. So the first year we hosted just over 1,000 students on campus. Last year in 2018, we doubled our capacity. And this year we're going to be at about 2,200 students. Our capacity was a little bit higher. Unfortunately, due to the Michigan weather that we had was really tough on us in January and February. It put a damper on the ability for many schools to get those permission slips back to us in time. But we're really excited to have the 2,200 students that are going to be on campus next week, Tuesday, participating. A few other kind of important points to make is our registration. It continues to be very popular. We continue to offer a wait list for students around the area. Our registration this year launched and closed in under 10 minutes. So we're seeing that the drive and the popularity of people wanting to attend this event is still very high, even in its third year, and probably continuing to grow. We did have the biggest wait list this year with over 2,500 students on the wait list. We were able to accommodate nearly all of those throughout the process of the registration that we've had between November and now. The grade level is we have 35 different schools that'll be participating. So that is up from the 26 schools that we had from last year. Primarily, we're seeing that there's a lot more 7th graders that are participating this year. It used to be kind of a 7th, 8th grade split in the last couple of years, but we have a lot of 7th graders on board. You can see the breakdown too for all the 4 grades. This is a middle school event. So we encompass middle schools and junior highs together. So your age ranges will be 6th through 9th grade. And then we do have multiple schools, especially from some of the charter academies and private schools that are coming, that are bringing more than one grade. So multiple grades, we have 287 students, and that means that maybe they're 7th and 8th graders or 6th, 7th, and 8th graders kind of mixed. It just varies. And then lastly, we will have 300 teachers and chaperones on campus. So as you can see, it's going to be quite a party here on campus with over 2,500 people celebrating the STEM Day event. So a little bit about the itinerary. The itinerary is going to be where 8:30 a.m. is when we're going to start seeing the first group of students that are going to come onto campus. They're going to arrive at 8:30 a.m. if they're taking a 9 a.m. campus tour. Then at 9 a.m., all the campus tours will depart, and then check-in will begin for the other groups that are going to be attending the event. We will be doing check-in at 3 locations this year, so that's something new this year about STEM Day. We are going to be hosting 120 students down at the Microsoft headquarters, and then we're going to have about 300 students at the Mike Ilitch School of Business, and the rest of the students will be here on main campus. So that means we have 3 different check-in locations, one at Microsoft, one at MISB, and then the other one here at the Welcome Center. They will all run the exact same kind of way, but the Welcome Center obviously will have a much higher capacity of the number of students going through check-in. At 10 a.m., activity session 1 will begin, and that will last for about 40 minutes. Then at 10:45, we do give a 5-minute kind of welcome that'll be given, so that's the reason why that we have 45 minutes as opposed to the 40 minutes there. But at 10:45, everyone will break and walk to their next session. At 11:05, activity session 2 will begin. And then at 11:50, we will have a break and walk to lunch. And then at noon, lunch will begin. All the activity sessions are spread throughout campus. So we're, excuse me, we're using pretty much any and every building on campus. And then obviously at Microsoft and the Mike Ilitch School of Business. So we're pretty expansive this year and being spread out. We have students over in engineering. We have students over in Mort Sci, social work. They are literally everywhere and anywhere in between. At lunch, we're going to be feeding students in Golden Greens, the Towers Cafe in McGregor, and as well as over in the Student Center building. And then at 12:45, that's when the mass exodus of students begins. And we'll talk a little bit about that when we start looking at some of these bus maps. But everyone will basically be getting on their buses at 12:45, with the exception of about 400 students that'll be taking a campus tour at 12:45. So it's going to be a busy, action-packed day, and it's definitely going to go by really fast.
So as Julie mentioned, we are doing, we have a lot of students that will be on campus, a lot of teachers and chaperones, over 2,500 people. So this is the famous bus map that Julie just talked about. So if you see on your map, we have a drop-off location, which is near the bookstore and the Welcome Center. So we have over 50 buses that will be on campus, just to imagine how many yellow buses we'll see that day and how busy it'll be. They will drop students off at the Wayne State Bookstore and Welcome Center, and then they will continue to move on to start parking along the Lodge service drive for the remainder of the day until it's time to pick up students, which will happen on Anthony Wayne Drive in front of the Del Roy Apartments and the Towers and back. It's a little bit different for the Mike Ilitch School of Business, where the drop-off will happen on Temple Street. And then they will continue to go on and they will park by Mathai and they will pick up on Temple Street again. So Julie mentioned it's a lot of sessions that will be happening, and we have a lot of new additions this year. So the sessions, the subject areas that you see highlighted in green are new additions that we're very excited about. Again, we have all of our schools and colleges represented, as well as some university partners. So we're excited that we can bring on different areas such as finance and graphic design, information technology, even law or social works and statistics. Some areas you might not think that belongs to the STEM, but there are STEM components to a lot of different areas. So we're excited to keep moving on that direction. We have over 80 different session activities that will be happening. Of course, some of the old favorites will be returning, like the fire tornado, Play-Doh, making ice cream, or fun colorful unicorn flying. But then we also have some new sessions that will be joining us. So talking about M&Ms and color theory, how to steal an election, some really hot topics, working in the stock market, what is a digital footprint, or I object working with law, making towers, so many things. And these are middle school students. So we wanted to make sure that the sessions we offer were fun and exciting. So this year, as I mentioned in the email that I sent just a little bit ago, we're going with a little bit of a different setup for volunteers. And so what that setup looks like, it's a new model. It's called the Wayfinder model. So in the past, what we've done is we would have our volunteers collect a group or a school, take them to their session, you would know where to direct them. This year, what we're doing is stationing volunteers throughout campus in key locations to point schools in the right directions. Julie has done an amazing job working with the teachers and chaperones to let them know what sessions they will be attending, where those locations are. So pretty much if you're running into a school or college, ask them where they're looking for, and you would direct them to the right building. Volunteer locations, as Julie mentioned, is in 3 different areas: main campus, Mike Ilitch School of Business, as well as Microsoft. The different roles vary, whether you're working check-in to make sure that the students are filtering and getting off the buses and getting into the right lines, going through the Welcome Center and then exiting to get to main campus, or you're a building captain where you will welcome the schools and making sure that they are in the right building for the right sessions. If you are a wayfinder, there are our outdoor wayfinders as well as our indoor wayfinders. Our outdoor wayfinders are stationed across campus to point in the right direction of the building. Our indoor wayfinders role is to make sure once the school gets into the actual building that they know where the classroom location is. We highly suggest that prior to this day, between today and Tuesday, that you take a look at the task list. Today I've sent out the full task list. However, I'll send an abbreviated one. It has your location on it. Scout out where that location is so you're familiar with it when it comes to Tuesday morning. If you're inside, make sure you know where the classroom locations are, so when the schools come in, you'll know how to direct them and get them there. We also have lunch volunteers with our lunch captains. Your job is basically to make sure that everybody gets a box lunch and everybody eats. And then we have our warrior guys that will be available to give out tours at 9 a.m. as well as 12:45 p.m. So the task list really lays out what the entire day looks like. After this meeting, I'll send a thank you email that will have an abbreviated task list that's a little bit shorter, that just focuses on what your role is. Some tips for the day. There are volunteer shirts here in the Marketing and Communications office in the Academic Administration building. They will be available starting today to pick up after this meeting at 1 p.m. And then we ask that everybody comes to the office and pick up their shirt by 5 p.m. this Friday. We won't be taking the remainder shirts over to the Welcome Center just because we have a limited amount of space over there. So we ask that you come by 5 p.m. If you need special accommodations because you're out of the office, please email me separately. This is also the same shirt if you are volunteering for both events, which many of you are, that you will wear for AP Day. We ask that you arrive to your campus location listed on the task list no later than 5 minutes prior to the time that's listed on the task list. The earlier, the better, obviously, because sometimes groups kind of get lost. But you can check in by texting your name and your location to the number listed on your screen, 734-606-9236. That will also be the number that you use to text questions to the Volunteer Dispatch Center throughout the day. Myself, as well as a couple other staff members, will be there and will be able to answer your questions. We ask that you only text this number because the volume can get really heavy and it can get difficult to give us a call, but we'll have computers where we're at the ready to be able to answer you. We will also have some social media coverage on that day, and you are more than welcome to use the hashtag. We're asking attendees to use the hashtag WSUSTEM, and then parents of the students attending are also being invited to engage and look for their student throughout the day as well. We really like to go back to our social media and kind of get a timeline of what's going on, and it adds some more excitement to the day as well. We also have Julie has done a great job of getting some media coverage. Fox 2 Detroit will be airing this upcoming Saturday, so you can check out Wayne State in the morning session, I believe it is, Julie. And then WWJ has also given us some coverage as well over the radio.
Yes, keep an eye out for us. I know Ted's already plugging us over here in the comments, but we will be online or live on Fox 2 this morning. Between 7:45 and probably 8:15. We're going to be there with Sarah Brownlee, who is going to be demonstrating walking on water with some real middle school students. So we're very excited about that. So tune in if you get a chance.
And I also see a question of where do you pick up the shirts? The shirts are available in the Academic and Administration building, 3100 Suite 3100 57 Cass Avenue. So you can pick them up anytime today between 1 p.m. and 5 p.m. on Friday.
And I see that our presentation is a little bit stuck or maybe lagging behind here, but we'll catch back up here in a second. There we go. We are privileged this year to have some partnerships with several different companies that have come forward and are interested in kind of really helping this event be successful. So some shout outs go to STEM.org, who have been a proud partner of us since over the summer. We went through a certification process that I was informed about from the folks over at C2 Pipeline, and through that process is STEM.org was so impressed with our event and what we had going on that they wanted to know how they could be a part of it. So they've been an awesome partner. They're giving us several different prizes with some of the groups and companies that they work with that'll provide educational toys and resources for the teachers to take back into their classrooms. So that's been really great. And Microsoft is going to be hosting 120 students down at their headquarters in the one building down at Campus Martius. So we're very honored to have them as a part of this. Mike's Pizza and Del Bene Produce is going to be feeding about 300 of our folks down at the Mike Ilitch School of Business. So we really greatly appreciate them and their support for this. And then Creation Crate is going to be providing us some subscription boxes. They're a STEM-based subscription service. And we're going to be raffling those off to the parents that are participating using hashtag WSUSTEM and Proud STEM Parent. So we're very excited to have some groups on board and a few more others that are hopefully in the works for next year. And we couldn't do this event without them. So we greatly appreciate their support. So Life After STEM Day, there's a couple different things that are going to be going on. Last year, we began offering lesson plans. So those of you who are a session leader, you have until the 11th to send that over to us. We will be posting those online with the other curriculum and lesson plans that we do have already posted from last year. We had such a great rate of success with those getting posted and submitted last year that we got amazing feedback from the teachers who are using them in their classrooms. This is a great opportunity too for a teacher who may have had 20 or 30 students attend one session and it gotten such rave reviews from those students that they can maybe try and replicate that for the rest of their students in their classroom. So that's been really great, and we're looking forward and thankful for those of you who have submitted those already. And then we are going to be doing letters to the principals and superintendents from the Dean of the College of Education. They have been awesome with supporting this event, and we're going to recognize those teachers that are registering their students to attend. There's a lot of logistics that go into it from obviously our end, but even more so from their end of getting their students physically from their schools to our campus here. So we greatly appreciate them going above and beyond and registering their students, and we want to make sure that they're recognized by the leadership within their districts. And then lastly, we'll be doing a recap email to parents. So like I said, we're really pushing them to get involved socially with us. We will be streaming a lot of our social posts from Twitter and Instagram onto the STEM Day website. So follow along with us that day. And we really encourage you to participate socially too by posting things that you're seeing on and around campus to help us kind of bolster the content and really capture in an essence of what it's like to be on Wayne State's campus for STEM Day.
All right. And that takes care of our presentation for volunteers. Again, thank you so much for volunteering your time to really assist us with this program and lend a helping hand to us. I know the students really appreciate it. We've always gotten really great feedback about our volunteers and how helpful you are. So just know that we couldn't do this day without you, and we'll open it up for any questions. Again, the chat box is available on the side of your screen. Feel free to put any questions there. Julie or I can answer questions about the day, what the program looks like, or even about your volunteer role. You can always email me as well separately about volunteering as well, or your role if you need me to help to clarify anything or where you will be or point around any direction of where you'll be on campus. Again, thank you, and I appreciate you. Okay. Well, I'll leave it open for a couple seconds. All right. Well, that looks like it wraps it about up. Anything you want to add, Julie?
No, I just want to say, just kind of echoing a little bit of what Brittany was saying, we really appreciate your help. This event is a very large scale event. Having 2,600 people attending all at one time anywhere is going to be quite a feat. So we do appreciate your help. We really, truly could not do this without you. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to Brittany. I know that she's standing by and will assist you in any way that she can.
Yes, and I do see a question that popped up. We only show up for the times listed on a volunteer sheet, or do we have to be present before that time? So when you are using the volunteer or the task list, I would suggest that you locate your name on that task list, see where it's highlighted, and the time that's next to it show up at least 5 minutes prior to that time. So that way everyone is in position and make sure that the day runs smoothly. I do see another question. Is there a list of sessions that Wayfinders should have? So Tom, on the task list, if you scroll down, there is a long list of the sessions. And that's actually a really good question as well. We have it on the task list, but we also have it online. So if you go to stemday.wayne.edu/sessions, and we can put that into this chat box as well, /sessions, it'll have a full list of all the sessions as well as descriptions and their location. So that is listed. You'll be able to go to it on your phone and actually see everything. So if someone has a question, where do I go? You'll be able to go directly on there. And I have that website listed on the abbreviated task list I'll send out. Great questions. Are there any additional questions? All right, well, we wrap it up, and thank you again. We really appreciate it. If you have any questions, feel free to email me or give me a call. Have a great day.
Thank you.